Today we try to keep a little bit simple. Now time to dissolution. Dissolving in the Dhammakaya, the four bodies. So anyway. One of the being Buddhism, having refuge, taking refuge in practicing Buddhism, I think it's very important that they're able to see something really amazing quality to Buddha Shakyamuni. This Buddha Shakyamuni, which is individual person, different than us. As a being Buddhism, taking refuge and having been studying, being practicing, any time when you're able to see Buddha Shakyamuni's image or Buddha Shakyamuni's statues and so on and so forth, I think, if you, when you're passing through this interaction with this holy object, there's nothing happening, something, I think we have to go re-examine our understanding and our practice and, why there's nothing, something happening. This is so important that once we see our teacher, once I will see our guru, there's a, I say automatically, being some kind of emotion, feeling, waking up. Same way, I think it's important to Buddha Shakyamuni, although we don't have able to meet directly at the person to person, but we as a here, able to study Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, so therefore I think we had been some kind of, maybe not born around Bodh Gaya, maybe being somewhere in southern part of India or very far of India, something that. So anyway, one time His Holiness told in the teaching, he said, he's very much sure that he was some of the people around him, around Buddha Shakyamuni time. So anyway, I think this is kind of like one sign. When we look for history, there's a Nagarjuna, so moved by Buddha Shakyamuni's second training of Vilavadama, is so moved. Based on that, when Nagarjuna, when he first time when he composed the root wisdom, which is the kind of like Bible of Madhyamika. So anyway, at the beginning, there's a strong praises for Shakyamuni. Basically, that praise doesn't made it, Nagarjuna made it not by, Buddha Shakyamuni's, the appearance was so beautiful, the speech was so amazing, not kind of that, basically, where he taught, where he guidance, where he showed the problem, that's, all the existence, basically, teaching of emptiness, ultimate truth. It's a huge move for Nagarjuna at the beginning, making this kind of homage. Then likewise, Lama Tsongkhapa also made a strong statement in dependent arising, the shorter version of dependent arising, Tendri Töpa. Tendri as a dependent arising, Töpa means praise. That's Buddha Shakyamuni that's giving, taught, teaching by, teaching us that, dependent arising, which is the ultimate support to understanding the things are merely imputely existing, things are not inherently existing, and due to this kind of logic and experience, able to understanding the ultimate reality of the phenomena. So anyway, in the day-to-day basis, one of the root of the practice is wisdom and faith and motivation or compassion. These are the so important part. Particularly, I think compassion and renunciation push the the wisdom further and further. I think the faith, which is really protects, how you say, one is the, how you say, like in a car, one is the, I said this, one thing you push is goes the gas. What do you call for that? Accelerator? Accelerator. Yeah. So renunciation and compassions are like accelerator to move wisdom really forward. Now we have brake, very important, to not to crash. So this is the faith, in inspiration. Faith into this. When you say faith, maybe sometimes we might, kind of like very simple kind of. I think definitely it have to be also created. It is rooted to the wisdom. This is no doubt. So, so these kind of basically as a being practitioners, these three things, inner quality, three things is very important: faith, wisdom, and motivation. Motivation in terms over here, renunciation and the bodhicitta. So, anyway, for us, Buddha Shakyamuni, there's there's no guidance and teacher or friend like Buddha Shakyamuni. I think this is very, very fortunate, able to meet his teaching. So, okay. Okay, so let's do short meditation to inspirations of faith, towards the Buddha Shakyamuni. Yanda bonzo bezanye rebada shamzun demba deva jeba jigden gemba gibunduva kalun juba laina memba laina minam gindemba zange jondende Penya vajanyandumbana chazanunjunjunjeu dambajom dendende jenjemba Dajamba yandamba zobe zangerek bada shamzundemba deva jekba jiden kemba Kalon juba lana memba nada aminan gindemba sange chondendem benya vajanya tu Chaza Chundun Yazu Cheu. Teacher for the disaster, thus gone, full and perfectly weak. Buddha endowment with the knowledge and good conduct. Gone to the bliss, knower of the world.
Announcement of the ordinary beings to be attained.
Spring Moon, teach her of gods and men, Buddha, Traya, Goddess, Bajari, Shakyamuni, you may have homage, make offering to God for refuge. Taya da gade gade bara sanga de bude suva Taya da gade bara sanga de bude suva Taya da gade Sangha de Buddha Sowa. We'll do short meditation in refuge in bodhicitta. Sangye Chudang Zoji Chonanda Janjo Bado Dani Yazuji Dagi Chenyen Gibe Zunangi Jola Penja Sangye Duba Ju Sangye Chudang Zoji Chonanda Chanju Badu Dani Yazunji Dagi Juni Gibe Zunangi Dala Benje Zangi Drumashu. I take a refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by the positive potential that created by the Dharma, and I maintain the Buddhahood in order to. Okay. in the general, 3 knowers and 4 different type of trainings, and the final one result, which is the Dhammakaya. This is the 8 are the main subject of the Abhisamaya Alamkara. So 3 know, know the base, know the path, exalt, know, or enlightenment. These are the 3. Know the base is a Tibetan word called shishi. Is all the Arya being have this know of the base. When they become Arya, Papa, all the hearers, or in the solitaries, or in the Mahayana, once they reach in that level, path of seeing over 3 vehicles, their realization in the selflessness of a person will transform in the nature of know the base. So, path of seeing, when a practitioner they reach path of seeing of the 3 vehicles, they obtained know the base. Now, know the path we call lamshi, that is only the path of seeing in a Mahayana as a vehicle, in a path of seeing in a Bodhisattvayana. Once they reach over here, path of seeing, then their, once they reach the direct realization in emptiness, not in a semblance of a person, but direct realization in emptiness, their whole entire path in the Bodhisattva, in the path of seeing, their understanding of a selflessness of a person, their understanding of impermanent, their meditation in compassion, there's bodhicitta, entire nature of a path of know of the path, lamshi. It becomes lamshi. The reason is all those Mahayana Bodhisattva in the path of seeing, their entire realization is kind of like supported by direct realization in emptiness. All the paths, compassion, meditation in impermanent, renunciation, and so on and so forth, are supported by meditation in emptiness, in a direct realization in emptiness. And so therefore, from that point of view, is considered as a lamshi, know the path. And then, of course, the final result is the omniscient mind, exalt know. So these 3 are kind of like a way to train Bodhisattva, in way to train. 3 knowers in kind of like a way to train. Then 4 training is a way of training on those 3. How to, these 3 knower have a Kensunggi number Gyadunju Zaksum 173 different type of aspect, which is divided in for those 3 knowers. So 4 trainings are has a training on that, those 3 knowers, and the final result is the Dhammakaya. Result is the Dhammakaya. So this is the one thing, and the one thing is interesting thing is Abhisamaya Alamkara in the first chapter, at the beginning. Within the 70 topic, first topic was in the topic in the bodhicitta, topic on bodhicitta. That means mind generation, topic on that. There's the first topic. And mind generation, what is the object of mind generation? Yes, instead of I'm talking now, I should ask, what's the object of a mind generation? Sentient being. What more? No, now what you answer? Yangsi says sentient being. If mind generation's object is sentient being, then what is the object of a compassion? Same? Mind generation is the bodhicitta. Right now we're translating as a mind generation. Huh? Huh? So what is... What's the object of a mind generation? Enlightenment. Okay. Okay. Now enlightenment, what you say? What's all? Both. It's almost becoming very development. Okay. Huh? Sentient being free of suffering. Both of object. Okay. Why the enlightenment is the object? Go ahead. I think enlightenment, that's right. Enlightenment is the object. The mind generation, the object is enlightenment. Why? It means because, due to, simple is like, what is striving to, mind generation is the hoping what? Is hope to obtain enlightenment. Hope is for enlightenment. So object becomes enlightenment, isn't it? So, what I'm telling over here is, in the first chapter, when you're trying to, in the how you say, within the 70 topic, the first was the mind generation, the simkye. And the object of a simkye is the enlightenment. Now, within the 70 topic, the last 4 is really, I think, trying to elaborate what means enlightenment. What means enlightenment? Trying to, when we meditate bodhicitta, when we meditate when we meditate in a bodhicitta, simkye, mind generation, purpose. What wishing? You are wishing to obtain enlightenment. Purpose is for a sentient being, not purpose for your own happiness. Now, you want to obtain enlightenment. What's the difference between enlightenment and nirvana? Nirvana. What's different? One is full and one is... Enlightened, if this is enlightened, it should be full enlightened. Right. Yeah. So what's different between enlightenment and...
A cessation from your delusions, with the delusions.
What means, what difference between enlightenment and nirvana? Nirvana means this, and enlightenment means this. We have to have that. What's the difference between nirvana and enlightenment?
Nirvana is the cessation of the afflictive obscurations, and then enlightenment is both the cessation of afflictive obscurations and knowledge obscurations.
Knowledge obstacle, exactly. Cessation. Okay. Nirvana is permanent or impermanent? What's the nature of nirvana? Huh? What's the nature of nirvana? Let's go analyze. There's a Four Noble Truth. Truth of cause, truth of suffering, truth of cause, truth of path, and truth of cessation. All these are what are nature. All these are impermanent nature, or all these are cause and condition affected that kind of nature, or they are like impermanent. The question is cessation. Is dependent arising. It's permanent. Cessation is permanent. Permanent. Okay. If this is the if this is the case, then is the path, truth of the path, is the cause of the truth of the cessation or not? There's two type of cause and effect within the Four Noble Truth. One is the negative side, one is the positive side. So if the cessation is the permanent, is a permanent, then there's no cause and effect relation. It's permanent, it's forever, there's no change. If that is the case, then truth of the path, how that can become cause of a truth of cessation. Is a cause or not in the first place? Is
Thinking of the Lamachupa prayer, cause and effect independent arising.
what's that? Okay, truth of I'm going a little far further. The question we are going further, running from different direction. Right now, we're trying to find what's the enlightenment and nirvana. Different between those two. One is cessation. In a general speaking, in a debating courtyard, we say nirvana is have a close relation, I say quite closely established as a cessation. But the enlightenment is a zobe changju, not really defined from the point of view of a cessation of the knowledge obstacle. But of course, to obtain enlightenment, person have to eliminate knowledge obstacle. But enlightenment, so in debating courtyard, if you ask directly question, what is enlightenment, is a permanent or impermanent, they might say it is permanent. Enlightenment is permanent. There's a two-way of this, making that. Why is it permanent? Although it have a nature of it have a part of impermanent, but it have also part of a permanent. Two things. How's it? Sheja, knowledge of object of knowledge is permanent and impermanent. Usually, it have a both side. Object of knowledge have a both side, but usually kind of departed as a permanent. So anyway, this is kind of like debating things. Now basically what we want to find is enlightenment. Is a Dhammakaya is enlightenment or not? Dhammakaya. Dharmakaya. Enlightenment. Dhammakaya is enlightenment. Enlightenment doesn't reverse per person, huh? It's just for the quality. In English word, enlightenment means. Huh? It reverses per person or it reverses per quality? Quality. So, then like a Nirmana Kaya is enlightenment or not? Four Kayas, nature body, wisdom body, enjoyment body, and emanation body. These four are enlightenment or not? Is this right sentence to say that? Is these are enlightenment or not? So, how we, like when individual person meditation in a bodhicitta, in mind generation, purpose of benefiting sentient being, I want to obtain enlightenment. If we really to clarify that enlightenment, how much deeper we can go. It goes to go, I want to obtain cessation of a knowledge obstacle, is going that kind of more clarity, or I want to obtain four kayas, able to benefit sentient being. I want to obtain the nature body, to able to benefit sentient being. I want to obtain Sambhoga Kaya, able to benefit sentient being. Also, you have to go that deep level, or like more clarity, or it just can become like kind of like a enlightenment as a general. Yeah, how you do meditation in the Bodhicitta when you say meditate, purpose of benefit is saying I want to obtain enlightenment. Do you focus over the enlightenment? Do you close up like like where you go like enlightenment as a like a just general, or you go more detailed like a to purpose of benefit and sentient? I want to obtain nature body, or I want to go to obtain wisdom body. Truth body, let's go more detail or in general. So anyway, what I'm telling you now is getting a little bit out stage. That basically this 8th chapter is really, I think, trying to clarify that enlightenment. So of course, when we say like meditate in Bodhicitta, I think we should do meditation of course, based on in compassion, purpose of benefiting sentient being. I want to obtain enlightenment as becoming more, elaborating that, wisdom body, and Sambhoga Kaya, Nirmana Kaya, all those things. I think this is, you go more, for those things, it will be good. Okay. Now about this, 4 kayas, most of you heard and maybe have some idea. First of all, let's go. What means ngoniku, nature body? In the text, usually when we study, there's trying to make a distinction between, Ishichugu and Devuchugu, 2 different type of things. Ishichugu and Devuchugu, 2 different things. Devuchugu, how it translates, resultant body. That is Kinsumgi number Gomdopki Tobe Devu Tartu. Ultimate result by the power of the meditate, result by meditating in 3 aspect of 3 nobles. Ultimate result. So that is kind of like a roughly definition of a resultant Dhammakaya, Devuchugu. Now, when that divided, when that's elaborated, also we can go, when we say enlightenment, what means enlightenment? Purpose of benefiting sentient, I want to obtain enlightenment. Enlightenment means ultimate result, due to power of by the result of meditating in aspect of 3 nobles. That can be enlightenment. Now, then again, what means ultimate result? Again, more going deeper. Ultimate result is a 4 different type of ultimate result. This Sanskrit word kaya, when that they have that kaya, this words carry the meaning of a kind of like an ultimate collected kind of result, ultimate result or ultimate collected. Tsongni sakwa tartu. That means ultimate collection of a two type of merit. So when that comes, ultimate result of ultimate collection of a 2 type of a merit, over there, really, that from that point of view, really brings the four Buddha's body. From the wisdom accumulation, there's a 2 body. The Ngoniku, nature body, and wisdom body is the ultimate collection, result of wisdom accumulation. Then merit accumulation is ultimate result is the Sambhoga Kaya and Nirmana Kaya, Lungui and Turku. Okay. Now, ultimate reality of a Buddha's mind, is it Dhammakaya or not? the Buddha's mind. Let me go. Buddha's mind, omniscient mind. Is this omniscient mind is which the four kayas? The Buddha's mind, it's the omniscient mind itself. Dhammakaya. Dhammakaya is a, if you translate as a like a, how you say, this is Sanskrit word, but in a, within the four body, which one is the Dhammakaya, then Rupakaya, and then Sambhogakaya, and then Manakaya. Okay. Buddha's omniscient mind is the Dhammakaya. Okay, Dhammakaya. What's the ultimate nature of the Buddha's mind? Huh? Sambhogakaya. Svabhava. Okay, Svabhavakaya. Emptiness of Buddha's enlightenment. So once we, once we become enlightenment, our mind transforms in which kind of kaya? Dhammakaya. And ultimate nature of our mind is transformed in a what? Svabhavakaya. And all the realizations of the practitioners transform in what? All the bodhisattvas, realizations transform in compassion. Let me tell you. When the 10th Bhumi bodhisattvas enlightens, their compassion transform in what? Huh? Sambhogakaya. Who's that? Sambhogakaya. The compassion mind of a 10 Bhumis bodhisattva, when they enlightened, when the bodhisattva is enlightened, their compassion transform in what? Where did it transform? Huh? Rupakaya? Rupakaya. Rupakaya. And their meditation in emptiness, where is transformed? Huh? Dhammakaya. Meditation in the emptiness transform in a Dhammakaya. But the meditation in a compassion, don't go that direction. Let's divide the 10 Bhumis bodhisattvas. They have a consciousness nature, it have a Shepengo means consciousness nature, and it have a form nature. Let me say two things. So all the consciousness nature, when the bodhisattva enlightened, it transform in which kind of nature, and all the form things, matter things, is transformed in what? It have all those things, huh? All the matters and all the forms transform in a form body. So Svabhavakaya. No. Rupakaya. Transform. All the consciousness transform in what? Dhammakaya. So all the consciousness transform in a Dhammakaya are not Dhammakaya transforms. Then the 10 bodhisattvas, bodhisattvas, eye consciousness transform in Dhammakaya. Eye consciousness. There's a different school on that issue. Usually from Saraje, they say yes. It's like, all the senses consciousnesses becomes transformed in enlightenment. So then, of course, when you say all the consciousness transformed in the Dhammakaya, then, of course, we have to say the compassion also transformed in the Dhammakaya. Wisdom also transformed in the Dhammakaya. All the valid cognitions are transformed in a Dhammakaya. And all the cessations, bodhisattvas, the cessations, where they transform in nature body. And ultimate reality of a nature, ultimate reality of a cessation transform in what? Ultimate reality of cessation transform in a nature body. Yeah, there's no another way. There's only it transform in a nature body, isn't it? It's a transform in a nature body, and all the ultimate reality of all the Buddhas, ultimate reality of a Sambhoga Kaya is a Subhava Kaya, nature body. All the ultimate reality just can become the Ngoniku. Okay. Now, why cessation becomes nature body? Why it's a nature body? Why it carry that quality of nature body? The cessation. Ultimate reality of the Buddha's mind, enlightened mind, when you say it is a nature body, there's some kind of things to really, because it's trying to, it is how you say, trying to show the emptiness of the omniscient mind is a nature body. Yeah, it is the ultimate nature. It's kind of, it has some really connection for that, to say nature body. Now the cessation, how we can say it is a nature body, it is made by effort and effort and effort. That ultimate reality, that I say, well, let me like, ultimate nature of the enlightened mind is not, I say, obtained by cause and condition or what? Is it obtained by cause and condition? We can say that. The omniscient mind is obtained by cause and condition, but the ultimate nature of that is on the, I say, there's no separate cause and effect have to be. It's just you obtain by obtaining the omniscient mind. Then the question here, ultimate nature of omniscient mind, when you say it's a nature body, it makes more sense. Because the emptiness is the ultimate nature of the mind, omniscient mind. Now, when you go to the cessation, which is cessation of eliminating knowledge obstacle, that kind of cessation, why it becomes nature body? Nature, how that related is a nature body. There's a, in the Hangdong, in the Lamrim, there's a when they say object of negation, there's a two type, Yulgi Gacha and Yulchingi Gacha. Object of negation from the subject and ultimate object of negation from the object. So cessation is what? Cessation negates what? Grasping on something, isn't it? In a knowledge obstacle, which is something grasping in truly existing. So it's kind of like a the relation of how they make it a nature body is a nature body is something establishing reality. To establishing reality, they have to have a negate some kind of negating some kind of. You have to negate all either subject or an object. So Yulgi Gacha. Now, ultimate nature of an omniscient mind is negating the object, and cessation, which negate the subject. And my English is clear. Yulgi Gacha. Let me say in Tibetan. Ultimate reality of the omniscient mind negates Yulgi Gacha. It says the Yulgi Gacha. Now, cessation, which is really negates the Yulchingi culture. Yulchingi culture. How you say Yulchingi culture? Yulchin is a subject, subject. Yulchin is subject, and Yul is object. Okay. So this, again, this, the truth of the cessation, there's a Madhyamika Prasankika and the Madhyamika Savatantika have a different view on that. Some school, Madhyamika Prasankika is, cessation and emptiness is kind of like a same. They believe the nature of a cessation is ultimate truth. Madhyamika Savatantika, the nature of a cessation is a conventional truth. It is not ultimate truth. All the phenomena, within the four schools, all the phenomena had divided with the two categories, either conventional reality or ultimate reality. So when it comes to the cessation, two Madhyamikan have a different view. One say it is a conventional reality, and one says it's the ultimate reality. But however, both agree that Buddha's cessation is a nature body, but still it accepts a nature body. Okay. Now, ultimate nature of the omniscient mind. Why it is a nature body? One more time. Ultimate nature of omniscient mind. Emptiness of omniscient mind is why it is a nature body. There is a two kind of stain. They say like luburgitima and rangshingitima. Luburgitima means temporarily stain, and rangshingitima means nature stain. So now again, ultimate nature of an enlightened mind is clarifying the nature stain, rangshingitima, nature stain, clarifying that. Kind of like, as I mentioned earlier, is negates the nature stain. That means truly existing, ultimately existing, independently existing. Now, cessation is clean up the temporarily stain. What that means is grasping grasping truly existing, grasping independent existence. So both of them are some kind of clarifying, clarifying the some kind of stain, nature or temporarily. So from that point of view, this is considered as a nature body, trying to clarify the nature. What's relation between Dhammakaya and nature, wisdom body and wisdom body and nature body? Let's speak in English. It's getting too complicated. What's relation between nature body and wisdom body? When we say like nature body, wisdom body, Sambhogta, it's like so separate. But there's a really different separate. What's the relation between those four? Or those four are totally different kind of subject things, or they have some strong connection with each other? Like what's connection between nature body and the wisdom body? Two aspects of.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The nature body, the emptiness of the wisdom body.
But you keep on saying it. Is there another way that you're trying to say it or something?
Yeah.
So we keep on saying that?
So nature body and wisdom body relation is. Nature body and wisdom body relation is, you say one is the emptiness of. Nature body is describing some kind of reality or nature of wisdom body, isn't it? So almost wisdom body becomes kind of base, and a nature body is kind of like quality, or isn't it? Now, what's the relation between Sambhogakaya and like nature body and wisdom body?
The relationship between Sambhogakaya and the nature body.
And wisdom.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the correct terminology would be, but it seems like the Sambhogakaya is like the sort of the expression or the appearance of the wisdom body, and the nature body again is the nature of that.
So now between those, yes, sometimes this four kayas, like sometimes now how you put together, like Sambhogakaya is the person, the enlightened beings. That person's compassion and wisdom is the Dhammakaya, wisdom body, or Dhammakaya. And the ultimate nature or reality of that is a Svabhavakaya, nature body. And Nirmanakaya is, did one, let me make a question. When the 10th Bhumi Bodhisattva enlightens, that Bodhisattva obtains the four body simultaneously, or goes some process, or how that happens when that enlightened? First obtain the nature body, then wisdom body, or every four body simultaneously obtains. Okay, why? Go ahead.
Last obstructions to knowledge have been removed.
Okay, that's correct. Once the knowledge obscuration was removed it or eliminated, then that person obtains a wisdom body and a nature body simultaneously? Huh?
I'd say yes.
Okay. And it obtains Sambhogakaya also simultaneously?
I would say yes.
Why?
Why? because the previous to that, previous to the elimination of the obstructions to knowledge, there is a subtle recognition of the Sambhogakaya as being dual. After the elimination of the obscurations to knowledge, there's no subtle duality.
There's no subtle duality. So what relation between not having subtle duality and Sambhogakaya? Then I'll make one question. Okay. In a Sambhogakaya, can be living in a Buddhagaya?
I didn't understand.
Sambhogakaya is supposed to live shouldn't live in a third world country. That's the Nirmanakaya's job, isn't it? The Sambhogakaya should live in a pure land, isn't it? So, individual person, when they become enlightened, how that person obtained simultaneously four body?
Is it because they realize the truth simultaneously?
They realize the truth simultaneously. Yeah, I mean, like once they enlightened, they have a realization, direct perception, realization in a true truth. one consciousness can able to experience two truths simultaneously without conceptual. That's true. That's the quality of enlightened being. Now, what's that have to do with the Sambhogakaya?
See, Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya are sort of the appearance of conventional, well, not appearance, but got to do with this conventional reality. Because the Buddha abides in ultimate reality, but he's able to perceive the conventional reality, so he's able to continue works for beings while absorbed in meditative equipoise.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sometimes I feel, in a common world, person study, going, college and university and get different type of degree and get really professional. That degree is kind of like a nature body, and then become professional, and that training, that person which have that skill is kind of like a wisdom body, and now that person may go to going golfing and same time having good conversation with friends and making some kind of still making process in our life. It can be like Sambhogakaya, and in the weekends maybe. In the weekends, then the weekday, getting rushed to go to work and meeting different type of people, can be like a Nirmanakaya. Then really, working hard. So what you're saying in the earlier is kind of, being enlightened, becoming enlightened, is the purpose to help another sentient being, isn't it? To helping another sentient beings, there's a very advanced level of sentient beings, which is, Bodhisattva Bhumis, within Bodhisattva path of seeing, and all the 10 Bhumis Bodhisattvas, that kind of level of sentient being, and there will be sentient being which is really at the beginning level. So then we can say that once Buddha enlightened, there's no time to rest. Immediately, manifesting advanced practitioner for Bodhisattva in Bhumis, like manifesting as a Sambhogakaya, and part of a preparation and part of accumulation, and ordinary being for them manifesting as a Nirmanakaya and trying to help, isn't it? So from that point of view, we can say once you obtain the enlightenment, four body simultaneously, you're going to, achieve, or, obtained. Now, now one will make one question with the nature body. In nature body, you have two types of body. One is the cessation, and one is the ultimate nature of the mind, in omniscient mind. So, Bodhisattva, when they obtain the enlightenment, the knowledge obstacle is the grasping in truly existent, isn't it? Grasping in truly existent. What's the example of knowledge obstacle? What is the example of a knowledge obstacle? The permanent, is this a grasping in a permanent is a knowledge obstacle or not? Grasping in a permanent is a knowledge obstacle. Huh?
Innate grasping.
Innate, okay, you're making more tight, okay. Innate grasping in a permanent, this is a knowledge obstacle. Is that correct? Yes. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Okay. You sure? Yeah. What's namjo? Huh? Grasping in the permanent. Is knowledge obstacle or not? Huh? Why? Grasping in truly existence itself is not knowledge obstacle. Why? Grasping in truly existing is a affliction obstacle. Are you sure that? Not I'm talking about in Madhyamika Sovatantika, not the Prasankika. Yeah, grasping in the permanent, grasping in the permanent. It is an affliction obscuration, because when the arhat, Tachompa arhat, they eliminate grasping in a truly grasping in a permanent from innate also. The linking also eliminated. Now, if it's an imprint of a pakcha, then it can be knowledge obstacle. Now, over here, like according to Madhyamika Sovatantika, Rangyupa, grasping in a independent, self-sufficient, that kind of is also has an affliction obscuration. Grasping in a permanent is also as a knowledge obscuration. Now, only knowledge obstacle is grasping in truly existing and the imprint of that, and the grasping in the imprint of all the imprint of those, like grasping in permanent, grasping in independent self-sufficient, that can kasaranjita with Zayadism, but imprints, all the imprints becomes knowledge obstacle, isn't it? So,
All the natural grasping that we innately have becomes a knowledge obstacle. What should I just say?
all the innate,
We have this innate grasping.
yeah.
We should have said that becomes a knowledge obstacle.
Innate grasping and truly existing, yes. But,
It becomes innately, but it isn't.
yeah, but,
It's a knowledge obstacle.
knowledge obstacle. Innate is also innate. Yeah.
As one learns, because I always think the distinction that innate is, kind of born.
Spontaneous,
Right.
yeah, born with that, yeah,
And
exactly.
that knowledge is learned.
That's not necessary.
That's not
No.
necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, even if
Knowledge, sheja shebala partu cheba. Knowledge is a knowledge to understand the ultimate nature of a shecha, knowledge, object of knowledge. Shecha, yeah.
it's understanding ultimate
Knowledge,
nature.
ultimate nature of the object, knowledge object, shecha. So my question is over here, Bodhisattva in a 10th bhumi, do they have a grasp, innate nature of grasping truly existing or not?
Yes, some.
They haven't eliminated entire.
Not that's.
They haven't. Yeah, last one they eliminated. So, do they have a grasping in truly existing? Innate. Is that is the nature of a consciousness or not? Is that nature of a consciousness or what? Is this a Sheba or not?
But not. They have the appearance of. They have the imprint, but not the
consciousness.
the state.
They don't have a. They don't have like a small. They divide it in a 9 round of grade, three rounds of grade, 3 rounds of medium, 3 rounds of small ones. The small ones. Yeah, that's in Madhyamika Prasankika. Now we are going in a madhemika soatantika rangyuba. Now, my real question is like unvalid mind. That means a mistaken mind, unvalid mind. Those mind continuity of that mind can become transformed in a wisdom body or not. Mistaken wisdom can be transformed in the future in a wisdom body or not. That's the main question. Let me make simple. Huh? Once eliminate what? Once eliminate the mistaken wisdom, that will then which was transformed in a wisdom body? Remove the mistaken wisdom, and where nothing's transforming. It's cuts, isn't it? No, the mistaken knowledge, mistaken, unvalid consciousness. That means a doubt, doubt in an ultimate reality. That doubt, is this possible, can transform in a wisdom body when the individual person become enlightenment. Remove it. So that means no, isn't it? It won't transform in the nature of the wisdom. Doubt can transform into wisdom or not. Doubt can transform in a valid cognition or not. Conceptual mind can transform in a direct perception or not. Yes. Conceptual to direct perception. Doubt can transform to valid cognition or not. Yes. So this can. Yeah. So it's possible. So doubt can transform in a wisdom body or not. The continuity of the doubt can be in enlightened in the enlightened being. Yeah, that's I think that's in Tibetan maybe it's okay when you say teksum gi gyun, not really that carries, it have to be all the time the doubt. But in English, maybe that might carry very strong continuity or doubt. It should be all the time be doubt. Is that scary? This carries that its nature doesn't change as a state of doubt and continuity. So the question comes when the 10th Bhumi Bodhisattvas, all the wisdom, all the realization transform in a wisdom body, then the question is like knowing the flowers, kind of very simple, realization or valid cognition in a simple reality. All they transform in a wisdom body. If that is the case, then we're trying to go more further. Like what happens, like unvalid cognition. Did 10th Bhumi Bodhisattva have unvalid cognition or not? Unvalid cognition. Invalid cognition. No? No, I didn't. Let me say, Bodhisattva in a path of seeing, do they have an invalid cognition or not? Shouldn't be. Bodhisattva in a path of seeing, do they have let's go simple as do they have a kind of a mistaken consciousness or not? Or they see the realization of emptiness. Yes, that's true, but do they have a...
Yeah, they have some mistaken, sure.
They have a mistaken consciousness. Unvalid consciousness. Invalid consciousness. or invalid consciousness. Yeah. If Bodhisattva in a path of seeing, if they have that, we can go more further, path of meditation. So yes. And more further, 10th Bhumi. Yes. Then what happens when they enlighten, when the person achieve the wisdom body, the Dhammakaya, what happens? The mistaken consciousness is just kind of like cuts, or what happens? That it is invalid, but its nature of that's invalid, yes, but this nature is still is consciousness, isn't it? And by the realization in emptiness, can cut that consciousness, nature of consciousness. Yes. Then, let me say, any kind of valid cognition can be cut the doubt. Doubt can't be transformed in a valid cognition. No, doubt. No, consciousness which is doubt, you know that. So, doubt, due to explanation, due to study, due to that doubt can improvable or not in the nature, improves in a, clarify the doubt and transform in a.
I would say that the doubt is removed by a direct realization of emptiness combined with the elimination of obstacles to, or obscurations or obstacles to knowledge.
Why?
Because doubt is an obstacle to knowledge.
Doubt is obstacle for knowledge. That's a good point. Okay. Is this doubt is also helpful for the knowledge?
At lower levels of realization.
For doubt should be helpful for higher realization, I think.
Right.
No, there's usually there's like a ongbuddulbu, ongdul tebejendang, ongnu chugijendang. Ongdul means lesser vehicle or less intelligent. They'll go through more as exception, like belief, more faith. And the ongnu, more intelligent ones, is more questioning. Why? How? Where? Prove. This. So more intelligence go from that angle, isn't it? More, more questioning. So anyway, when we say Buddha nature, ultimate nature of the mind is the Buddha nature, isn't it? What is the Buddha nature? What is the Buddha nature? Let me ask that question. What is the Buddha nature? Can you define the Buddha nature? Huh?
Primordial, clear light mind.
Primordial?
Clear light.
Clear light mind. In a clear light mind, okay, clear light mind. Let me say, compassion mind. Ultimate nature of a compassion mind is a Buddha nature or not? Huh? Is this the clear light mind?
I think there are different aspects of the Buddha nature.
Okay. How many? 70 topic or 70? How many? How many?
How many aspects?
Final answer. Is that final answer? Now you might win something. I mean, like usually there's a like an Töntan Birrik and Gunzo Birrik, ultimate Buddha nature and conventional Buddha nature. The nature of a mind is clarity. Nature of mind is not polluted. The nature of mind is like able to overcome, and that kind of potential is also described as a Buddha nature. Then ultimate that kind of potential, how that can happen, is because of nature of a mind is not inherently exist. Nature of a mind is dependent arising. Nature of the mind is how you say relatively existing. That kind of ultimate nature of mind, I say, is that kind of non-inherently existing. From that point of view, usually Buddha nature isn't the reverse for that. When we say everybody have a Buddha nature, what that means, we have a simple we answer, we have carried that potential to obtain. Everybody carry that potential. Potential is the almost in the language we most say the potential is kind of like the Buddha nature. But again, the potential, how that happened, that able to mind to transform from this, gross conscious to omniscient mind, to able to transform that, and say why and how can this able to do that? The mind can. That potential then is go through the ultimate nature, because mind is not inherently. The mind is nature of dependent arising. The mind is impurely existing. So. So my question is, when we say Buddha nature, we all have a Buddha nature. We all have a Buddha nature. Do we have a different type of a mind or not? We have a like wisdom type of mind, method type of mind. We have a different. So ultimate nature of those two. Let me say ultimate nature of those two. Both mind carry potential to transform in enlightenment or not. We have a billions of mind. Let's go, don't necessarily count entire, but the compassion and the wisdom, those two carries the potential to transform in enlightenment or omniscient. Is that the Buddha nature or not? Yes. So one individual person have a countless Buddha nature. It's possible. So sometimes when it's like mind, potential, the mind carry this nature of a mind is able to non-polluted and so on and so forth. We have explanation. This kind of just talking general mind. But if we really specify, like how the wisdom, nature of the wisdom is clarity. Nature of the wisdom is not polluted, isn't it? Nature of the compassion is not polluted. Nature of the compassion is clear. Can we say that or not? If you just go, not just like grabbing general mind, but if you go like specific, nature of the realization and emptiness by conceptual mind, is this pure or not? In the conceptual mind. Nature of the mind, so easy to say, it is clear and it's pure and it's like a blue sky and it's just obscured temporarily by the cloud. Now how about like conceptual mind? conceptual mind which realizes in the emptiness. Is this clear? Like a blue sky? Hmm?
The ultimate nature of every type of mind, pure.
Every type of mind is pure. Okay, if that is the ultimate nature of all type of mind is clear. How about, like ultimate nature of a grasping and truly existing? That is also pure. Hmm? Why? No.
It itself is not inherently existing.
Okay. Then, ultimate nature of a flower is pure. Can you say it is pure?
The emptiness of
Emptiness of all existing phenomena are pure.
Emptiness is pure.
What do you say?
No, there's with the mind, there's something relation with because there's some kind of obscuration, like a cloud, like a sky. There is temporarily obscuration by cloud. The nature of the sky can be, it's not cloudy, and so we can get from that angle. Now, that kind of analogy takes to the mind. Nature of the mind is pure. So, nature of the mind is not negative. So we have kind of like general kind of that. If we go more specific, like compassion, nature of the compassion, is it pure? Nature of the compassion, of course we should say pure, isn't it? Nature of the compassion is a consciousness, isn't it? And any consciousness, this is the nature of if that is the consciousness, it should be a pure or not. Nature of that consciousness should be a pure or not.
Well, if we're talking in terms of ultimate nature, the ultimate nature of every phenomenon is pure, whether it's a consciousness or not.
Ultimate nature, ultimate nature, even not really, we should, ultimate nature of mind is pure or not. Ultimate nature of a mind, when that comes, talks about the emptiness. I think when it talks about the emptiness, it's pure in terms from the objective negation. But right now, when the mind is pure, it's just obscured by temporarily, and all those things. It's just how that works. This is ultimate nature of mind is temporarily obscured. Is when this mind is as a temporarily obscured. That means ultimate nature of mind is temporarily obscured, or what? He's not talking about that ultimate nature of mind. It's conventional nature of mind, isn't it? When they say it is temporarily obscured, means conventional nature of mind is temporarily obscured, isn't it? Now, but then what we say? Conventional nature of the mind is temporarily obscured, but it is pure. You say that, or? Ultimately, it is how we make that analogy. No, let's make that my question earlier. Conceptual mind, which realizes emptiness. Conventional nature of that conceptual mind is pure or not? Let me go.
So what is it? Pure.
Yeah.
Pure in terms over here, the obscurations are temporal. Whatever obscuration for that is just temporal. Yeah. The obscurations for that conventional mind are temporal. So from that point of view, it is pure, it is innocent. So here, the goal of the question is we have to define what is the Buddha nature. What is the Buddha nature? Can you make an example? This is the Buddha nature.
The Buddha nature is a mind which simultaneously realizes emptiness and manifests with compassion, love, and wisdom.
This is the Buddha nature. That is Buddha nature. That is example of Buddha nature, or this kind of like, if you have a Buddha nature, then you have to have that.
Say, if you have Buddha nature, you have that.
Now you didn't got any vote. Now you got more bodhisattva. No, we have to define, tonight at least we have to define Buddha nature. As time is running, if we're able to define the Buddha nature, then we have a cake and tea waiting there.
The fact that anyone's mind is empty so that it can transform into the mind of a Buddha, that because it's empty, it's not fixed or permanent, so it has the potential to transform into anything, so it would have the potential to transform to a Buddha. But the pure nature, like the clarity of the mind, isn't that the conventional reality of the mind, that all of our minds have the nature of clarity? And that nature of clarity is also empty of true existence.
So, what's the conclusion? What's the nature of the mind is empty, so therefore it can able to transform. So from that point of view, nature of the mind is as a Buddha nature. Nature of the mind is a Buddha nature.
The ultimate nature of the mind is Buddha nature, the emptiness of the mind.
Ultimate nature of a compassion is a Buddha nature or not?
Is the nature of compassion? Is the ultimate nature of compassion?
Is it Buddha nature or not?
Ultimate nature.
Ultimate nature.
Yes. The mind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I think it's the innate potential to become enlightened. Is Buddha nature.
Okay. Innate potential. Innate potential. Innate potential to become enlightenment is the Buddha nature. So, is that innate potential, is it consciousness or is just...
The lack of all these obscurations becomes enlightenment. So the innate potential is the ability to remove, for all mind streams to be able to remove all those obscurations. You have the innate potential to do that.
Potential to do that is the Buddha nature. The potential is the Buddha nature. Okay. Potential is Buddha nature. The potential is the conventional reality or ultimate reality.
The reason it has potential is because it's empty of true existence.
Yes,
so it's the ultimate.
So it becomes more potential is one of the key thing, you know. So why that happening? Furthermore, going because it's empty, like inherently existing. So ultimate, I say Buddha nature. When you say Buddha nature, should we go for the, you know, why the potential happening or the potential itself? How the potential can happen? Shall we go for that? That is the Buddha nature, or the potential itself is the Buddha nature? because of the potential which is, like inherently existent. So if that is the case, let me make like a conceptual realization in emptiness. That ultimate nature of that conceptual mind. Is it a Buddha nature or not? The,
Yes.
the ultimate nature of a conceptual mind.
Because that ultimate nature is
Conceptual mind is emptiness.
So that Buddha nature. Ultimate nature of a grasping into the existing, is that a Buddha nature?
But I think that that's a mistaken mind. Therefore, it's not.
Nature.
But ultimately nature is not mistake. All the time, pure.
How can a mistaken mind have an ultimate nature? I take that back.
The only what I'm trying to do over here is usually nature of a mind, ultimate nature of a mind. We go so quick to defining Buddha nature, and Buddha nature is very important part of, we have to, I say, at least by the wisdom, wisdom here we have to define it very clear. So when it's the nature of a mind, ultimate nature of a mind, sometimes I feel like it's going a little bit too fast. So if we really go like enlightened, then we go like more detailed. There's like 4 different things, and then there's more going on behind that label. So likewise, nature of the mind, of ultimate nature of a mind is Buddha nature. So if you go more detailed, like go in our own self, what's about my meditation in the Lamrim in a conceptual level? Nature, ultimate nature of that is a Buddha nature or not? It's still conceptual, and can be some kind of doubt. Mind we have, in the ultimate nature of that is a Buddha nature or not? Is there something that inherently exists in mind, deep down there, and that nature, ultimate nature of that is the Buddha nature is talking? That can't be. So it's a whole, that kind of process of, understanding or, to research what that means, nature of a mind. When they say like meditate in the nature of a mind, again we have to go really find, which kind of mind you're talking about. Is it valid or non-valid, or conceptual or non-conceptual? Is it all these kind of detailed things, and where you're meditating nature of a mind, when that means. So that kind of thing may be distraction, may be beneficial. And so okay, maybe we'll stop here. So basically, roughly, 4 kayas. Dingun Sangpo Chunche Abdu Ngowayi. Okay, thank you.